Is that it? We good to go? Music stopped. Da, da, da. Here we go again.
Take two.
It's awesome. All right, welcome to the Dean Blundell Show. Fun false starts. Live at deanblundell.com. You can get us on Twitch, YouTube, Mob Crush, Facebook, Twitter as well. Hello, everybody. Welcome. It is Monday and a smattering. We have an offering today of football. We've got an offering of stupidity. We got an offering of taxes today. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I love doing this because technology dictates that what we can do is we can have guys on the show who clearly know way fucking more about me than I do about football and life in general. Plus, they're in the States, which is great, right? Because everything's happening in the States. All we have here is COVID and the stupid prime minister. Anyway, without further ado, real pleasure for me to welcome back to the program partners of ours in the United States of America, hailing from New Orleans, the owners of Boot Krewe Media and the hosts of such fantastic podcasts as Pro Pels Talk, Pro Saints Talk, A Good Morning to Gamble. Please welcome the crew from Boot Krewe Media, ladies and gentlemen. We got Ross Tevenot.
Nailed it. Totally nailed it.
Ross Tevenot. How do you Tevenot? Is it Tevenot? Tivano?
It's
Thibodeau.
Tivano.
Tivano.
It's Tivano.
Ross Tivano.
Tivano.
I wanted to get to
shit right there.
I wanted to get to
Incredibly.
I wanted to get to the first one, your name, because I knew I'd fuck it up right away. So I thought if I get to that one, I can get to Stephen Offner and Justin Napoli, both from Boot Krewe Media. Anyway, guys, how are you? Good to see you, Ross. Sorry about massacring your name, but I thought after yesterday, it wouldn't really matter.
No, yeah. It's a massacre that we'll just continue to add on to all of the fabulously terrible things going on in New Orleans right now, including the Saints getting their teeth kicked in yesterday. So, yeah, my awful last name just as a cherry on top.
No, it's a great last name. I just have a hard time with it because you're in New Orleans, right? It's like going to Ireland when you read signs. You're like, does that really fucking sound like it's supposed to sound? I don't, because it's supposed to sound like Thevenot, but it's not.
No,
At all.
We found a way to complicate the English language even fucking more down here. I mean, it's ridiculous.
It's the French's fault. Stephen Offner from Pro Saints Talk. He joins us. Hello, Mr. Offner. Good to see you. And Juice, Justin Napoli, who had a great weekend on the board. Just a fucking terrible weekend with the Saints. So what we're going to do is we're going to get into some NFL football. We'll start with the Saints. We'll get into the Bills because that's where I live, and the Bills are 3-0, and Josh Allen looks legit. But what I'd love to do is start with I was looking forward to this all day because I literally wasted my entire night watching that football game. And when I say waste, I mean I enjoyed it thoroughly because the Packers absolutely shit-canned, specifically later in the game, shit-canned the Saints. Was going to try and be a Saints guy this year. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. Who do you want me to? Who's the most pissed off about this whole thing? Who do you want me to start with? I'm guessing Offner, and then we'll go Napoli. But let's start with Offner because he hasn't made like a normal face since he actually got in the chat.
Yeah, we're wasting Alvin Kamara. Everything sucks. Burn it down. Demolish the Superdome. Fire everybody. Sell the team. Move it. I don't care. I don't care. Man.
What happened?
Defense.
Is it the defense?
The defense. We got tricked all summer. Or whenever they came back to training camp. Every writer that was allowed in, every media person that was allowed in was saying that this is the best secondary they've ever seen, the best room they've ever seen, and it's absolute horseshit. We got Marshawn Lattimore, can't guard anybody. We got Malcolm Jenkins getting toasted by tight ends for the past 3 weeks. The only shining spot is Demario Davis, and he's just trying. He's going to end up playing it, get himself hurt. It's terrible. Everything's terrible. That's it. I don't know what else to say. I mean, our offense is shit.
Yeah.
Alvin Kamara looks great. Everything else, Drew Brees can't throw the ball fucking over a truck. I don't get it. I don't get it.
I watched the game, and my takeaways from the game were it's Drew Brees is still pretty good. He had 3 touchdowns, and I think he was comparable to pretty comparable to Aaron Rodgers. But Aaron Rodgers just made everything look easy. His 3 TD pad, like there's a difference between a tangible difference between Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers, and to me, couple of mistakes on the Saints. It was a better game than it actually looked on the scoreboard, right? Like, I mean, Justin, I saw a really good game for 3 quarters, and then Taysom Hill shit the bed, and they took a couple of really fucking stupid penalties at the end too.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of. I've talked about this with Steven and Ross. I thought that was a turning point in the game. You know, it was early in the fourth quarter, 12 minutes left, and the Packers decided to go for it in fourth and 1 around their own in their own territory, the 48-yard line. And they get stuffed, and they get stuffed, and that was the turning point right there. The game is tied. Mm-hmm. First play, Drew Brees comes down, gets like a 7-yard dump pass to Kamara, and then they put Taysom Hill in to do an RPO, and he fumbles the ball, and that was the game. That was it right there. And that whole momentum swing of Saints about to go down and take a 7-point lead to now we're down 3, then we go 3 and out, now we're down 10, game over.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Offner, you're going to say something?
No.
Is that about right, Steven? Did I hit it on the head?
Yeah, I mean, you had that goal line stand was actually, I think, the biggest part of the game because you stuffed them. You went down there and stuffed them, and then you get another fucking pass interference call, which resets it to first down. Mm-hmm. You gave him an extra down, essentially. You gave him an extra down to get into the end zone. So that's what we've been dealing with. I mean, we had some questionable calls by the ref. As Saints fans, mm-hmm. People think that the refs are out to get us no matter what. But they had some questionable calls that, they had a terrible spot. It's one of the worst spots I've ever seen. Luckily, Peyton challenged it, and they reversed it for a yard back. But they had one everybody's all up in arms about. It was a pass interference that they say was uncatchable, even though the ball lands on the white,
right?
On the sidelines. It hits the white. It's catchable, in my opinion.
This is like every massive homer every time their team loses on the weekend, talking about everything that happened that their team didn't do to lose. That's what I'm hearing from Offner right now.
Well, no, I'm not defending. I'm saying that they were wrong. I'm defending the refs in this situation.
Oh, okay.
But and they had another one where it's okay. But then they had another one where it was the Malcolm Jenkins, on the side that they scored the touchdown on, where he kind of tried to flop and put his arms up back to make it look more like a pass interference, which they were saying, oh, how is that not a push-off? And I was like, well, they were hand fighting the whole way through. Mm-hmm. He did have his arm on his shoulder and kind of did it, but Malcolm Jenkins stopped playing to look for a foul. Like, this isn't fucking basketball. Play through the play. Don't look for a foul and make a play. All he had to do was turn around and put his hands up even just a little bit higher to deflect the ball. So, it's just little things like that, and it'll end up really just fucking the game and turning Saints fans into rule connoisseurs and really think that they have it figured out and they can be referees out there. So, are
you guys still, Ross? Is there a hangover? Is there some kind of hangover from a couple of years ago when you got jobbed by the refs? Like, is every questionable call, Ross, is it like, oh, here we go again? Or you guys are football savvy enough not to count on that and be victims all the time, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I don't know that I'd give us that luxury there. I think we definitely still that's an open wound that is probably not going to be closed for a while. And look, going back to the game yesterday, I don't think the refs really had anything to do with it. We're awful on defense. And that's as simple as that. I'm really glad, Dean, you started off by saying that you thought Brees played pretty well, because I've spent the majority of my morning arguing with people that think Drew Brees should be in some kind of like geriatric league. That he's just completely, where's the closest nursing home? He's done. And it's the conversation Saints fans have at the beginning of every season. If we start 2-0, same conversation. If we lose a game, same conversation. And it's always Drew Brees can't throw the ball 35 yards down the field. And the flip of that is that it doesn't make a difference. They score 30 points a game. They've scored 30 points a game the entire time Drew Brees has been in New Orleans. They did it last year when his arm was a noodle. They did it the year before when his arm was a noodle. it's just such a frustrating argument because it's lazy and boring. And at the end of the day, it doesn't make any difference. We're going to score 30 points a game no matter what. And, we've got a bunch of Stephen Offners out there on defense that just can't tackle anybody. So tough break.
Hey. They're much bigger than me.
And you know what? What a fucking waste of an Alvin Kamara performance, right? What do you have? 2 touchdowns, I think he had 197 total yards, 58 on the ground. The rest were in the air. And that one little dump pass he took from Drew Brees where he ran it up the sidelines, broke, I think, 3 tackles. And the breaking tackles wasn't the most impressive part for me. The most impressive part was watching him go up the sideline, some guy come in to spear him, and he uses him to stay in bounds. And broke another 2 tackles and then took it to the house. And I read one of your articles on bootkrewe.com this morning, Boot Krewe Media, and I think it was Jacob that was talking about how he's earning every dollar of that $75 million that he signed for in the offseason, but at 1 and 2, is he?
Yeah. I mean, shit. Right now, absolutely.
Dude, you shit on him 2 weeks ago when we were talking about him. You're like,
I know.
He's fucking not that good. Now you're saying he's good.
Wait a second.
He's flip-flop.
I'm shifty. I'm flip-flopper. Look, I'm a week-to-week guy. What have you done for me lately kind of situation?
Me too.
We got to
Go ahead, Ross.
We got to stop this. We got to stop the sky is falling thing, right? Like, I'm the inverse with the Pelicans and the Saints. The Pelicans could win a game by 20, and I'm like, we're terrible. We're terrible. It's a mirage. Like, we're gonna lose 4 straight. We're just not good. The Saints, you just got to roll with the punches here. Like, for the most part, we go like 11-5, 12-4, 13. Like, it's gonna be fine. Okay, we lost to the Packers. They went 13-3 last year. They're really fucking good. Mm-hmm. Like, it just. Everyone go to sleep, wake up. We're going to kick the shit out of whoever we play this week, and everything will be fine.
Yeah, Justin,
we got the Lions this week.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
What happens if you just get fucking hammered by the Lions, too?
I quit.
Then we just shut the whole thing down.
I'm not doing this anymore.
We shut the whole thing.
We're not, but we're not going to. I mean, we're not going to lose the Lions. I'm not worried about it.
I'll tell you what will happen, Dean, is that Stephen Offner is going to jump on that Patriots bandwagon real quick. Now I'm going to be like, "Told you so."
I tell you what, we were talking about that this morning. I was like, I think I never thought that I would be happy for Cam Newton. For some reason, I'm like happy.
It's hard to be happy for him, though. It's because he's such a fucking blowhard in a good way, in a bad way. Like, it's hard to be happy for a guy that dresses like that. I find, like, I love that he goes out on a limb, but he's looked nothing. But even in the game that they lost, he looked nothing but unstoppable. He is so much better, and he's such a huge improvement. Are you more surprised at him? And his progression, Justin? I know you're a big Tom Brady fan, or are you more surprised at the Pats start or the Bucs start now that they're 2-1?
Well, I just think it shows you how good Bill Belichick is, right? I mean, he loses a Hall of Fame quarterback. He's lost half of his defense, and it doesn't matter. They have a top 10, 15 defense with the Patriots, and Stephon Gilmore is still Stephon Gilmore. And the Patriots don't have a wide receiver yet. They're putting up 30 points a game. Julian Edelman is just never talked about. That guy is unbelievable. Mm-hmm. And the thing I love about Bill Belichick is that he plays to his strengths, right? So with Tom Brady, they were a running gun type offense, tempo, all that stuff. With Cam, it's RPOs, it's him running up the middle. I think he used like 6 different running backs yesterday. It was unbelievable. And with the Patriots, with the Buccaneers, that's what Tom Brady is. And he's like LeBron James. He just wins wherever he goes. Now, I know you're just like,
fuck was that? Like LeBron James.
Y'all just hate on Tom Brady.
Dude,
I just don't get it.
I got to side with Justin Napoli here. I got to side with the Juice, who was 3-0 in his picks last week, and we got to help some people make some money because I tweeted out your last-minute locks, your 3-0 locks from yesterday, and you nailed every single one of them, and I had about 4 DMs this morning I woke up to. Tell the Juice thanks. Tell the Juice I appreciate it. But listen, you Steven, you can't deny what you're watching Tom Brady do, and Cam Newton, even though he dresses like an elf. You can't deny that he is reasserting himself in some capacity at the age of like 63 as still one of the greatest quarterbacks in the NFL after what he did yesterday. And he looked like he did when he was in New England. These quick passes, he was accurate. He protected the football. He was fucking great again. He looked like Tom Brady.
Yeah, I mean, it's only a matter of time before he gets back to some type of form that he was in the past, and then surrounding yourself with all those weapons, it's a nice thing to have in Tampa Bay. That's for sure. Yeah. Wish we had something like that right now.
Ross is gonna lose it.
I don't know.
It's the same shit with this guy. Like, I think Tom Brady is great. Okay, I think he's great. I'm not trying to diminish Tom Brady in some way, but like, they beat the Broncos with a used car salesman as a quarterback. Like,
2-1.
Who cares? 2-1, and they lost us, and you're sitting here saying we should burn the dome down.
Yeah, burn it down.
He's played one team. They played one team with a pulse and lost. Yeah. I mean, I don't like, and we've got like a light pulse. It's not even a heavy, like thick pulse.
Yeah.
I mean, he went from a division where he got to play the shitty Jets and for the last 2 and the Dolphins. Like, I mean, think about that. Look, I'm all for. I think what the Bills are doing is cool as hell.
Yeah.
I think they've got an interest. They've got an identity, and that's like the most important thing in the NFL. But like, you don't have to go back very far for the Bills to be a dog shit franchise, right? And like the Bills, the Dolphins have been dog shit. Like, a lot of Brady's success, and he's great, and Belichick is the best of all time, was the fact that, like, I mean,
played in the world's shittiest division,
right? Mm-hmm. I mean,
for a really long time.
What do you want him to do, Ross? Like
nothing. I think he's the best quarterback ever.
He's playing the schedule. He's like playing
I
the
agree.
schedule.
I agree. I think he's the best quarterback ever.
What are his what are his records against Hall of Fame quarterbacks? Like against Peyton Manning, he owned that relationship. Like, he's owned like multiple teams. Like, I don't understand.
Hey Dean, are you guys able to rewind on this to where I can go back to Justin talking about how great Bill Belichick is?
I do think Bill Belichick.
Yeah, we
but
can.
Tom Brady is.
Was he part of that, or okay?
Yeah, he was.
So Brady's separate from that. Look, Brady's great, but let's pump the brakes a little bit on how great Brady is this year, because the Bucs actually have a really good team, and they still haven't beaten anybody worth talking about yet. So let's just kind of hold off.
You mentioned the Bills. I want to talk about them. 3-0. Your impressions of the Josh Allen show, including a really stupid fucking penalty. We'll start with Justin. I know you had money on that game. I know you took the Bills because I took the Bills. Made me a little money. Thank you very much, Juice. But tell me, is Josh Allen for real? Because he sure looked like it to close that game out in the fourth quarter with a come-from-behind win. I knew he blew like a 25-point lead early in the game or middle way through the game. But still, to come back and get it done, and some of the passes that he made specifically towards the end of the game, including the game-winning touchdown, was those were big-time throws. Like, he looked as confident as I've ever seen a Bills quarterback look. And I think it's got the entire city of Buffalo going, what the fuck? What is this? We got a real quarterback.
Yeah. He looks great. I mean, I'll tell you what, the biggest addition the Bills made this offseason was Stephon Diggs, for sure. But, I mean, you can look at the stats from yesterday. I mean, he's thrown over 12 touchdowns on the year, goes 24-33 for 311 yards. He hit 8 different receivers yesterday. And also, Singletary out of the backfield is a problem. Like, he's a 3-down back that can rush and catch out of the backfield. And then the great thing about the Bills is that, I mean, I know the Rams were playing catch up yesterday, so they were getting a lot of yards and stuff like that. They did blow the lead, but the Bills have one of the best defenses in the league.
Yeah.
I mean, if Josh Allen's going to throw for 300 yards a game, and then also have that secondary and that front seven, like, the Bills are a problem.
Mm-hmm. They look like it. Steven, did you watch the Bills play? Did you put some money on the Bills game?
No, I can't put any money on it. I like money too much. I don't have a lot of it. I like to keep it. But no, man. Josh Allen, man. He, these quarterbacks, when they get settled in, everybody likes to make a big deal about him their first and second year as a rookie. It's why. First of all, They're getting up to game speed. They're also in a brand new system. But I mean, the guys had all the talent in the world, so it's not surprising to see it, but it's fun to watch. I mean, I love Buffalo. I mean, one place I want to go to see a game is Buffalo, just to interact with those fucking maniacs that they have as fans.
Unreal.
Like you're throwing people through tables at your tail.
Do they not do that in front of this? Do they not do that in front of the Mercedes-Benz Dome? Do they not have like a bunch of people drunk, grilling, making stew, taking their pants off, having intercourse?
It's usually
by the
just Stephen
Porta-Johns?
Offner chugging. It's usually Stephen Offner chugging Fireball.
It's a tradition for me to get blacked out before the game and then I have to rewatch the game later to figure out what happened.
Yeah, that's Bill's Mafia, dude. We have one of our guys. His name's Graham Kreitzer. He wrote a piece because he actually tailgated there for a year, and then he wrote for Vice. And he saw everything. Like, he was sitting next to a guy, and this is my theory on why the Bills are 3-0. Yes, Josh Allen's been really good for the most part. He's had a couple of massive brain farts, but whatever. And their defense is all world, and like you said, the addition of Stephon Diggs and Singletary being, as you put, Justin, a problem. The fact that there isn't one single degenerate in the stands taking a shit right where their desk or chair is, then throwing a dildo on the field, I think that plays into the Bills' hand. I think it plays into they're like, there's no distraction. I haven't seen one phallus thrown on the field yet this year. I haven't seen one table get broken. I haven't seen, what's that guy? They got a guy for Bills Mafia. What they do is they put this old guy, it's actually pretty sad, but he loves it, put this old guy who appears to be homeless, but I think he's just a Bills guy, and I think he lives in Buffalo, so, who can tell? So what they do is they put him in this thing, and they surround him with condiments. So they've got ketchup, they've got mustard, and they've got relish. And he's the human hot dog, and he goes, go. This is before a Bills game. And they hammer him with all these condiments, and it looks like some kind of like craft services bukkake video. It is the most
That's the stupidest
unbelievable. You haven't seen it?
His name?
No.
His name is Pinto Ron.
Pinto Ron. That's
Pinto
the guy.
Ron.
What the fuck?
Just look it up.
Yeah, Pinto
I mean, literally,
Ron.
there's ketchup and mustard all over the place.
Jesus
Dude,
Christ.
Sean, can you not bring up Pinto Ron just to I don't think we can hear the audio, but Sean might be able to actually show Pinto Ron. Pinto Ron was there's Kristin Cavallari's
That wasn't Pinto.
Pinto Ron. Okay, his name's Ken Johnson. Pinto Ron. Buffalo Bills fan. There he is. Yeah. See, like I said, it looks like a hot dog bukkake video combo. And
This is my favorite thing in sports.
there you go, boy. Pinto Ron. But my theory is that
God.
none of those things are happening in Buffalo, so there's no distractions because if you've been to Rich Stadium or New Era or whatever they call it now, I think it's Ralph Wilson, the Ralph again. If you've been there, it's literally in a field surrounded by trailer parks and garbage. And so when you go there, it's a free for all. There's no grass. There's really no parking spots. It's just, if you haven't been there, it's where you go to get drunk and laid and to go to the bathroom.
To get laid.
Oh yeah.
What are y'all doing up there? Y'all fucking over garbage?
Yeah, what's going on here?
Dude, have you not seen Pinto Ron? Have you not seen the couple having sex by the Porta-John?
Oh my God.
I'll send that to you later.
What is going on? I guess you don't have much to do in Buffalo except get fucking hammered and I don't know. That's it. Like
hammered ass drunk.
It's cold.
Yeah. Yeah, there is nothing to do there. And
Are the Sabres good?
The Sabres suck ass. The Buffalo Blue Jays are going to the playoffs, which we're going to get to in a few minutes. But no, there's really nothing going on in Buffalo. So this is huge for them. That's what I'm saying. I mean, not having any distractions there and having a legitimate quarterback is terrific. Maybe the greatest game of the week, though, was Big Dick Joe Burrow tying the Eagles 23-23. And I say Big Dick Joe Burrow because that's what Napoli calls him, Big Dick Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Big Dick Joe.
You never want to
Big
bet
Dick
against
Joe.
that guy. Hey, he was terrific again yesterday.
Hey,
Oh, my God.
He's just a winner. Joe, he has no offensive line in Cincinnati, and he keeps them in the game somehow. Like Joe Burrow is going to be a serious quarterback in the next couple of years. Once the Bengals invest in, AJ Green's getting a little older, but once they invest in an offensive line and a couple playmakers on the outside, that Cincinnati is going to be pretty good here in the next couple of years for sure.
Mm-hmm.
He got murdered on the field. Did y'all see that hit on him?
Yeah.
Legitimately murdered. Like legitimately murdered.
Basically murdered on the field. They could have filed charges against that guy for assault.
Yeah,
he's already making a name for himself in the gambling community as a guy that covers a spread.
Is he really? I don't do a lot of that gambling anymore. But is he the guy that just won't let the game go? So you can hang on to him.
He appears to be a guy that's going to cover spreads, which I like.
How did you guys do this week? I know, Steven, you didn't bet. Ross, did you take Juice's picks? Did you go 3-0 the same with Napoli? Tell me about your picks. How'd you do?
I didn't. So Justin and I kind of tag teamed that effort. He went 3-0. I'll let him talk about his picks. I went 2-1. So I obviously took everything he took. So it was a nice 5-1 week for the Boot Krewe Media founders over here. Big money week for us. I had Odell Beckham over 50-something yards. I had the Vikings to bounce back over, I think, 22.5 or 23 points. And then I lost the Giants because they're just a complete fucking dumpster fire, and I never should have done that. But, hey, you can't win them all.
No. By the way, there is no football in New York this year, just so you know. Football's canceled. The Jets are shit.
Clearly.
I don't remember a time when both New York teams were such garbage. I really don't.
They're terrible. Hard to watch terrible.
Yeah.
As in, like, when I say hard to watch, I mean I won't even consider putting a game on.
No, I don't disagree with you. Napoli, you went 3-0. Tell me a little bit more. How did you do? Who'd you bet?
So it took the Bills. I thought that Bills line 1.5. I played in consideration to kind of travel there with the Rams. They're actually a pretty good team on the East Coast, but they played Philly the week before. Instead of staying on the East Coast, they actually traveled back and then traveled back to Buffalo for Sunday's matchup. And I think covering, like, the West Coast teams are like at a 32% clip of covering against the spread when they have to go from West Coast to East Coast. Because also you got to take in consideration start time, right? So, Rams are starting that game around 10 a.m. Maybe should even probably put a first half bet there. And you saw that they got off to a really slow start and they caught their wind and almost won that game. But Buffalo covered. And I think the Raiders, their front four, and Steven can attest to this, is terrible. And that was just a perfect game for the Patriots. They're going to pound and ground, and that's what they did. Oakland got a couple bullshit touchdowns. And then Pittsburgh. I told this with Chris True earlier that Pittsburgh is going to be a dark horse team to win the Super Bowl, right? They have a top 5 defense. They got a good running back. They have a Hall of Fame quarterback, and they have a great wide receiving core. Like Deontay Johnson, Juju Smith-Schuster, and James Conner with Big Ben. Like,
don't forget Claypool. Don't forget my boy Claypool, good Canadian kid who broke out last week for like a 75-yard score. He's really good too. Don't bet against him.
Yeah.
The one thing I love about Ben Roethlisberger, if you can attest to this, I love watching him play because it looks like he's the only NFL quarterback that's that size who's always skipped leg day. Like, always. Did you ever notice he's got like the littlest, tiniest legs and this massive upper body? He's like all fucking torso. Every time I watch it, I'm like, guy's a gimp. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
What do we
skips leg day as well too.
Yeah.
I enjoy thinking about weird shit like this because it seems pretty clear to me, at least, that like Roethlisberger pounds some kind of adult beverage after every game and probably like during the week. Like, what do we think Roethlisberger's go-to drink is?
Shotgunning Busch Light.
He does strike me as like a Coors Original guy or something.
Yeah.
Just
the banquet beer?
Coors Banquet.
Yeah, just a shit beer.
Yeah.
I could see that.
I bet you he's a Boilermaker kind of guy. Like
that's a good one.
Yeah, I think his post. I bet you, Offner. I could be wrong, but a body type like that, I have got one too. A little bit. That screams to me a lot of sweets in the booze. So.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
and just a lot of sweets.
Yeah. Is he? I think I could say this. I'm secure with who I am, but is he the most unattractive human being in the NFL?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I feel like there are some. I tell you what, the guy from Jerry Judy, he's not attractive. I know that much. He just looks like a really swole, kind of ugly woman. But
what?
Man, and think about it. Think about what I just said. Then go look at a picture of him and tell me I'm wrong. But
I'm about to have to look at a picture.
Yeah, I did too. I have to look.
It's like a very, very an unattractive, very strong woman.
Yeah,
that's what I feel like he looks like. But man, that's a good question. I think who like them. We may have to do like some type of poll or something.
I'd like to do that. I'd like to, because there's I noticed some good-looking guys in the NFL the other day. I was like, oh, that's a pretty good-looking guy for an offensive lineman. And it's not that I look for good-looking guys in the NFL, but it's like when you see Ben Roethlisberger, he's strikingly ugly. And so you're like when you see a guy like Davante Adams, you're like, oh, that guy's totally not as ugly as Ben Roethlisberger. That's like my scale. It's like, are you ugly on a scale of Davante Adams down to Ben Roethlisberger? Davante, but Ben is like, he's a hard look, and I can't imagine him. What's that?
No, go ahead. I would say like your better looking guy would probably be like Russell Wilson. I'd go probably like Russell Wilson here than like the Big Ben, if we're gonna go on those. Usually,
what the fuck are we talking about?
and like,
yeah,
plus Big Ben is like got just a bad hairy body, like a real hairy belly button or something. Like, I think I'm with you, Dean. Yeah. I the more I think about this, I think Big Ben is up there near the top. He's kind of just a gross, like sweaty, gross guy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he does not give a shit. He does.
Well, I mean, that's half of it, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it looks like he just run across him coming out of the woods with an axe over his shoulder.
Yeah,
after about 3 days,
it looked like someone carved him a new face out of his old face, whittled him a new face out of his old face. And the guy, it's not like he's ever been like super good looking or anything. And I agree with Ross. Like, I bet you once he kicks those pants off, it's just a mess. Like,
yeah, it's gotta be.
I do.
Hairy shoulders.
Oh yeah, like the guys that have the hair, the tank top guys. He's the tank top guy that wears the tank top, but the hair you got
the hair coming out the back of the shirt, like right up in this area, just poking out. Oh my god!
I can't get over Ross's comment of a hairy belly button. Like, just thinking about today, like what we're going to interview about and talk about, I didn't think Big Ben's belly button would have came up, but here we are.
Well, you didn't get to know Ross well enough before you went into business with him, then, did you?
Clearly,
I didn't.
Clearly.
We got the Monday Nighter. I am so fucking stoked for the Monday Nighter because I rarely made like an appointment to watch Monday, but we got the Chiefs and we got the Ravens, we got Lamar, we've got Patrick, we got Mahomes, we got Jackson, and you've got the best quarterback in the NFL versus the best athlete in the NFL and two of the best teams in the NFL. Who wants to start? I'm super jacked for this game. I'm sorry it doesn't include the Saints, but who wants to start about the Monday Nighter? Who do you take?
Ross, go knock it out.
Yeah, Ross, hit me with it.
Yeah, I will. Oh, well, no, I'm actually excited about this one, too, just because I think I mentioned it with the Bills, but it's teams with identities, right? And that's kind of what, in my opinion, makes NFL football fun. You get so many teams that are like, they just sort of like, they're just there.
Yeah.
But the Ravens have a clear identity, and they are hard to stop. I actually think the Ravens are going to win tonight. But, it's just such an interesting matchup because, Mahomes is kind of one of these, everything is off script, right? Like anything can happen at any time, and he's just an incredible athlete, huge arm. And Lamar Jackson is sort of like the same but different in a way. And that Ravens team is just tough, man. They play hard. Defense is really good, and they will slam it down your throat until you like it.
What's the line of the game?
Yeah.
Do you know the line?
I actually don't. That would be a Justin
Juice?
question. It's got to be close.
Juice is
3.5.
3.5 for Baltimore?
So minus 3.5 Baltimore, yep.
Yep. So minus 3.5 Baltimore. Who are you taking?
I like the Chiefs. You can't give 3.5. You can't give 3. The Chiefs, the defending champs with Mahomes, like 3.5 is a lot. I like the Chiefs.
Offner, talk to me.
I am actually going to go against Justin because I just like to do this, but I also believe that I think the Ravens are going to win the time of possession in this game. Defense for the Ravens is really good, and just the big strike offense of Kansas City. Just think it's going to put the ball back, even if they do have a big couple plays. It's going to put the ball back in Lamar Jackson's hands. And with the running attack that they've had, the Chiefs' defense is pretty good, but I think the Ravens is better. So I think if they just pound the ball, and really work the run game and let Lamar kind of run around and do his thing, I think that Baltimore gets out, but I don't think they cover. So I guess I'm taking the Chiefs. So there you go.
Juice. Juice, he just crapped all over your pick. Let's go with Ross.
I know.
You guys have like a love-hate thing going on. I trust Ross. I trust Ross way more than I trust you guys. So Ross,
that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I'm going. Even though Offner kind of chopped around what he really wanted to say there. I think he made a good point. 3.5 is a weird number. I think the Ravens win the game, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's closer. I would take the Ravens because I just feel like at home they're going to be really, really tough, even with or without fans. They are able to keep the ball, and it just is one of those frustrating offenses, right? They come down, 7-8 play drive, bunch of first downs, they slam it in, and then like a 3 and out. Next thing you know, you're right back in it. Those type of teams are just so hard on the defense. I think the Ravens – I would probably take the Ravens to cover, but I definitely think they win the game.
Some hypothetical bullshit. You have to build an NFL team. You get one pick. It's either Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson. Who is it?
Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes, Offner?
Hands down.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, Lamar's fun. Lamar's fun to watch, but, I mean, Patrick Mahomes can do some of the things that he does on the ground, and just his arm is just – it's outrageous. It's a once-in-a-generational arm talent. I mean, it's crazy what he can do.
Yeah, he's incredible. I remember he was played for Louisville, and I think he was a redshirt freshman, and I got a thing like it was like Louisville quarterback throws for 6 touchdowns and runs for 12 more. And I'm like, who the fuck's Lamar Jackson? It was like four years ago. And I'm like, oh, my God, he can do it in the NFL, too. But it's hard to do, right? Like, it's hard to – you've seen so many guys come out of the NFL, and they're either NFL ready or they're a bust. And I follow Ryan Leaf for a reason because it's just fun to watch a guy go, I had a cup of tea. It was all right. But, I mean, he was not – you couldn't miss with Ryan Leaf, right? He was the greatest quarterback to ever come and put up numbers a lot like – not like – Lamar Jackson, but you see and you hear stories about guys coming out. Lamar Jackson's been as good as Lamar Jackson has always been, and that's kind of the scary part for me. I think as an athlete, he's a better athlete, but at the same time, you're not going to trade a Super Bowl winning quarterback for a guy that hasn't won the Super Bowl yet. But still, I'm just so fucking excited to watch this game tonight. Like really, really pumped.
Yeah, when you said Ryan Leaf there, I mean, that brings you back. We had minus the criminal history that Ryan Leaf has. We had a guy when Danny Werfel came to the Saints a couple years ago. He was the freak athlete from Florida who was going to be the save-all quarterback. Yeah, and he was, he was the athlete that could run around and do all this stuff too. So like we've had experiences with these athletic quarterbacks, and I don't know, we got Taysom now. Let's see how this goes in the future.
Speaking of Taysom Hill, it's time to get to a new feature called Some Stuff. I wanted to play a few things for you guys. Some Stuff is a smattering of things. And I'd like to ask your opinion. So we've got a Taysom Hill clip here. This is Taysom Hill yesterday, late in the fourth, running, I believe, what you call an RPO. Is that correct?
No, this one was just an option. It wasn't a run pass option. That was just an option because he was pulling it. But it's an option. Yeah.
Well, one of the options was apparently not to hang on to the ball. So I wanted. But this was really, I wanted to find out who had a worse day. Was it DJ Metcalf or was it Taysom Hill? Now, DK Metcalf. Who do you want to play first? What do we got? Do we got Metcalf first? No, this is Taysom Hill. Now, the more egregious mistake yesterday, this is just to put it in perspective. Here's Taysom Hill. This is him getting the ball punched out late in the fourth quarter. I wanted to play this for you to bring it up just to see exactly how you guys felt about And if it brought back any memories, at the same time, I wanted to see who had a worse Sunday. Was it DJ Metcalf or was it Taysom Hill? And I have an opinion. I would like yours as soon as we get this video up. Should be here in 10 days. As you can see here.
This is motion to read the
that's a shame.
And the Packers have the chance to run for Zadarius Smith. He's brought to the 46-yard line.
So what did we see?
Come up.
What did we see there, Ross?
With the game's first turnover.
I can play it multiple times.
No. Won't be missed. Won't be
Big impact guy in this defense.
They call it the next
Makes the big play.
He kind of just missed it where he never got it in. But
The line dance.
the bat, look,
Got a good
the
dance
answer to your
going there,
question
too.
for
Here
me
he comes,
is
Zadarius
Taysom
right
Hill had a
off
much
the
worse
edge.
day because
And this
DK
whole
Metcalf
mesh
obviously
point,
got
the one thing that is really
caught a
tough
touchdown to
about
win that
Mike,
game. So he went to
is
bed
that
feeling
you've gotta
good,
keep
even though
it in there so
his
long, and
original play made him
sometimes
look like
that
a real
running back
ass. But
fills it out just a little
this
bit.
is this.
And you could
I'm
see
just
that
watching
Taysom
it
Hill
over.
never really got the thing back into his body.
Here it is again.
This is
Zadarius
awesome.
Smith just took advantage. That was the big play.
This is
we've
my
been waiting
nightmare.
for him all night.
This is my nightmare.
Hey, Dean, I will tell you this.
Yeah.
Once the Bills come back to earth, there are going to be a lot of videos coming your way. I'm going to remember this.
I have
Once Josh Allen starts messing up.
I have no vested interest in the Bills. I told you that. I'm looking for a new team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I might become a member of Who Dat Nation by the end of this. Okay, so there's that, and then DK Metcalf. Let's get that one up because I find this one to be the most egregious mistake. He Leon Ledded himself. Who by the way had the greatest ass crack sweat in the history of the NFL. Leon Lett. That thing went from the top of his neck all the way down to his shoes. But this is DK Metcalf catches just a dime from Russell Wilson, and you can
Such
see
a good throw.
Just it was very Aaron Rodgers like.
Wilson gets protection, airs it out. Metcalf. And it's knocked out of the back of the end zone.
But look at this.
Play was made by the rookie Diggs.
This to me is one of the worst.
As the officials get together.
I know he caught the game-winning touchdown. I'm watching.
Unbelievable if it stands.
I know he caught the game-winning, but watch it. Look at this dime. Perfect.
He's there, and Diggs
and then he
just
fucking pulls it out.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Because he was not in.
I'm in the end zone. No, you're not.
And you don't see
Not
that
in
from
the end
this guy. I
zone.
mean, he's one
And
of
I
these
love the
guys
fact
who
that they
just
didn't
never
stick
lets
with Pete
up.
Carroll and stick him on the bench, and Russell Wilson threw to him again because
just thought
I
he was-
wouldn't. If I was a quarterback,
It went in and out of the
Did
end zone.
so badly. Great job by
There's
Diggs
no way.
continuing to play, but that's
If you get as open as he was
inexcusable right
fucking
there
getting
by
yesterday,
DK
I'd throw him the
Metcalf.
ball every time too. But I mean, other than that one, I think the worst one was Desean Jackson a couple years ago when he was running at end and he threw the ball behind him.
Yeah.
That one, that one. I mean, he just. I guess he thought that he burnt the shit out of him, or the guy fell down because. You can even see him kind of looking to catch the ball. He's got to look over his left shoulder, and that's where he was. I don't know how he missed that guy, but I'm still going to go with Taysom on this one.
Yeah, because it hurts more.
Yeah, exactly.
Napoli, Juice, which one's worse? Taysom Hill, DK Metcalf. Who had a worse Sunday?
It's Taysom Hill. I mean, he lost. He basically just lost the game.
The best.
He lost the game. I mean, Metcalf, like, how many yards did Metcalf put up yesterday? He was ridiculous.
7,000.
Taysom Hill is just 7,000 yards.
Yeah.
I don't know. Taysom Hill lost the game. Like, that lost the game.
No, he didn't. Don't say that.
They did.
He didn't lose the game.
Yes, he did.
He lost the game.
He helped
Taysom Hill
lose the game. Oh, okay, all right.
He lost the game.
He lost.
His two touches lost us the game.
Yes.
You guys are Ross, you're
negative.
being really fucking hard on Taysom Hill, and I happen to think like that there were several hundred other plays that happened in the game that they probably could have taken advantage of.
Nope.
But you don't think so, Ross? Do you think the window for opportunity closed with Taysom Hill yesterday?
100%.
Let's play that again and see it, Sean.
No,
let's show it one more time. Yeah. No, he absolutely lost the game.
Well, let's watch.
I mean, we got the ball at midfield. We had just bing, bing, bing. We got the offense going at that point, and then you bring Taysom Hill out there. He fumbles. Next thing you know,
yeah, I did not understand that. As much as people are like clamoring to get Taysom Hill in the game, they were only doing that with when Drew was quote unquote struggling.
Yeah.
But I mean, and then he gets in the game and then a fumble at that point, especially when Drew and the offense, I'm not going to say clicking, but they were dipping, dumping, getting yards here and there, and it just, to throw that monkey wrench in there. I mean, also hindsight's 20/20. he doesn't fumble that ball, what happens? And it all sucks. It all sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Steven, when do you think like the Saints should be using Taysom Hill?
Man,
when they're
honestly,
up 30
not in crunch time. I mean, not even that. Especially in the beginning of the game. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of experience. I mean, he's been in a lot of games, but he only has what?
Here we go.
So
How many career throws does he have?
I don't ever want him throwing the ball. He's never going to be a starting NFL quarterback, but he's better than our tight end. He's better than our backup running back, and he's better than our number 2 receiver.
Better than Latavius
He should be
Murray?
He's a better running back.
Okay, well, I don't know what games you're watching then, because Latavius is averaging about 7-8 yards a pop. What are you talking about?
Every time we give the ball if you give the ball to Taysom Hill in open space, he cannot be tackled. He's an animal. We should be using him all over the offense, not just to come in and run some bullshit gimmick play twice a game.
Mm-hmm.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
Well, that's fine. As long as he's not
usage.
playing quarterback, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
I agree. He should never be playing quarterback.
Okay, well, then,
he looks like an idiot when he's playing quarterback.
Well, then we agree there. That's for sure.
I think you guys are still a little hot. I think you got a little sauce from last night still, so that's why you're kicking the shit out of Taysom Hill this morning. But I guess when it's that important, it's that important. Also, some more stuff. This happened yesterday. Pivoting away from football, I found out yesterday that the president of your United States of America, for the previous 20 years, paid no money in taxes, and then last 2 years, 2016, 2017, $750 in taxes. Just a quick question. Do you guys pay more in taxes than the president of your United States of America? We'll start with Justin. Yes? No?
Yes.
Okay. Ross? Yes? No?
I do actually. Taxes are a touchy subject for the Thibodeau household this year. It's like you think the more kids you have, the better off you're going to be tax wise, and it's just not the case. But we definitely pay more than the Donald, and it pays to be rich, man. Rich people know how to get around stuff.
Yeah,
super rich, especially.
That's like Offner. Same with you, right? You probably paid less
every month.
Every month.
Every month.
Offner does everything in cash. He doesn't exist.
I try to stay off the grid. I want people to find me.
But how does it okay, so seriously, you guys are American, you have a vested interest in the United States of America's well-being, and what to find out that all the shit, I don't know who wants to start, I really don't care, but to find out all the shit that you heard about the President of the United States is literally true, and he's fucking dead balls broke, making decisions to try and cover his debt based on foreign policy, including COVID. As an American taxpayer, how does that news strike you? Because I can tell you, for me, if I was an American, I'd be furious, but I don't know if it'd be possible to be any angrier, or be more shocked by anything or found out about this guy.
Yeah, I think I can go first. I think I've been here for a long time, though. There's a lot of dirty stuff that happens in politics, and so I'm at a point, and I was here before Trump for sure, where just nothing surprises me when it comes to politics or politicians anymore. So I live my life and and try to ignore as much of it as possible, or else you'll just drive yourself crazy.
Oh, head in the sand.
I hate that.
Absolutely.
I hate that.
Totally, Barry.
I hate that. You have children, Ross.
Yeah, you got to protect.
This is for your children.
Yeah, exactly. I have children. I have way bigger shit to worry about than what moron thinks about Donald Trump 24/7.
Yeah, we don't think about it, but Stephen, go ahead. I'd love to get your perspective.
Well, the thing that makes me the most worried is that all of this information is out there, and all you got to do is Google it to find out. But yet, the majority of these fucking people here, man, just blindly follow this guy. The blind patriotism bullshit. So it's worrisome, but it's not surprising at all. Like Ross said, but it's definitely worrisome because, shit. This guy's talking about not leaving office. He's appointing this. But the woman he appointed is actually from around the corner, from Metairie, Louisiana, right up the road. So it's just, Oh, it's terrifying. I mean, last time we had a Supreme Court person die, like Mitch McConnell was saying, "Oh, don't do it during election year."
Mm-hmm.
Now he's saying it's got to be done before the election. It's ridiculous. I hate everything about it. I hate them too. I hate football. I hate it all.
That's one of those things that people kind of get hung up on, though, right? It's like, I think Biden and others have said that if they were, they obviously wouldn't say this now that we have an election coming up, but I believe they've said in the past that they would have done the same thing. They would have brought on a new Supreme Court justice. So,
right.
It's easy for everybody to get up in arms now, like, oh gosh, but I don't know. Everybody gets so worked up over.
It's just using their
flip
words against them.
Yeah. They all flip flop every other year.
Mm-hmm.
Come and
get
go.
them votes, baby.
Yeah,
but
that's
what all that matters.
If you go back far enough in my history, you'll find some things that I said not to be parallel with the things that I feel today as well. So you try and give them a break. I just it's gotta be weird, Justin. To not be. It's like every time a new update comes out about the people that are dying with COVID-19 is 205,000 in the United States. We had 700 cases confirmed here yesterday, and I'm not surprised by it. Like back when this whole thing started, do you remember you guys were like all fucking shocked and stuff? Or when Trump became the president and stuff would start to leak out, you're like, that can't be true. Oh, he's going to get fired. But none of that stuff surprises me anymore. I don't know if it surprises you.
No, I think this whole situation has been mishandled. I think I've told Stephen Ross a million times the whole COVID situation has been mishandled. But to your tax evasion point, our own mayor doesn't pay her own taxes. We got so much going on in this city that do you even know about the collapsed building in the middle of downtown, Dean?
New Orleans?
Yeah. I'm not lying to you.
A building collapsed?
I'm not lying to you. Our biggest No. It collapsed. What, Stephen? A year and a half ago?
Last October, I think it was.
Oh, it was under construction.
So they were building the Hard Rock Casino, and then it collapsed, and it killed some people. And they actually still have the bodies in there for a year now. They haven't been able to safely get the bodies out. But this morning, it erupted in flames. It's on fire now. So
the Hard Rock just erupted.
I'm not like that. Yeah. Like Google it, Dean. Like there is a building literally collapsed on Canal Street in the middle of like the city of New Orleans. Like I just can't. We're so far behind. I can't even focus on Trump right now. We got so much shit going on down here. That Cantrell. My head's about to explode.
Fire at collapsed Hard Rock.
There it is.
Yep. New Orleans. There it is.
The great
That's
part
us.
of the middle of the city. That's us. Hey,
it's all people.
News in Canada. It says fire broke out Monday amid the wreckage of the Hard Rock Hotel construction project partially collapsed last year. New Orleans, thick black smoke was visible in the area. The edge of the French Quarter. Fire began when roofing materials ignited during demolition work. This is a minimal.
Classic.
This is the demolition work to take the building down. This isn't like construction work, right? This is to take the building down. We can't even get that right.
Well, some would say you did. It's probably cheaper to let it burn than it is to have guys go in there and take it.
Well, I was about to say, I think they may have done this on purpose.
Oh, they call it insurance lightning. Insurance lightning.
Little arson. Classic.
A little
Old New Orleans arson.
Hey, quick question. Some more stuff. Jay Cutler's ex-wife posted a picture of her bottom.
Oh, that was that butt?
Yeah, that was Jay Cutler's ex-wife. This is Kristin Cavallari. Kristin Cavallari looks to be in fine form. Looks like she's not missing much. And unless I'm missing something, is Jay Cutler the stupidest man alive? Like, I know that, are we all married? Or all of us have girlfriends? Boy, I don't. You're married, Justin. Ross, you're married?
Yep.
Yeah, Steven. Yep. Steven, are you betrothed?
Single and ready to mingle.
Me too, buddy. Me too.
But no, I was about to say, I don't know if you watched that reality show that them two had.
Yeah, very Cavallari.
Yeah. Is he dumb? I think he had his fun. I think he had his fun, and he got out of there. He's one of the funniest people. Like, his dry humor is fantastic. I enjoyed every second of it when he was on. He was like a hidden star of that show.
Yeah.
And I didn't watch many episodes. I'm just throwing myself under the bus here.
I
But,
watched.
yeah.
I watched exactly no episodes of the show. I saw clips of the show. This is Kristin Cavallari, and it's like those old relationships where you look. You guys obviously know these people where the guy is clearly swinging out of his league, and he ruins the whole thing, and you're like, what are you doing? Have you seen her? Have you talked to her? Like this is a woman that she makes muffins. Her Instagram is her making muffins. She cooks. She's got her own television show. She's got her own money. She can put together entire sentences, no problem. But is there something that we don't know about Kristin Cavallari, right?
Well, isn't that saying, show me a beautiful woman, I'll show you a guy who's fed up with her?
Who's sick of her shit, actually, I think.
Or sick of her shit, whatever it is.
It works both ways,
be a prime case.
Well,
that is very true, very true.
Look, there she is. She's making gluten-free muffins. Tell me that's already not, on your hit list of women you'd like to talk to if you were single.
I'm out. Gluten-free. Fuck off.
But
made me gain some weight.
Do you know that, like, the theory of the inside wife, outside wife, or inside husband, outside husband? That's what I was trying to get to. Is like, everybody says the same thing about your spouse, and this is kind of where I was thinking. Everybody says the same thing about your spouse when you meet them, right? They're like, "Oh, your wife's lovely. What's she doing with you?" And you're like, "Yeah, I don't know." Like, we play it down. But no one knows what your spouse is like when the door is closed. So how can we say that Jay Cutler was the problem here? I don't think we can. I've really put a lot of thought into this. There's got to be something wrong with Kristin Cavallari. I just can't find it.
Well, I mean, I know Justin's favorite show of all time she was on. What was it, Laguna Beach? Big fan over there.
She was awful. She was awful.
Exactly. That's what I was getting at. She put it out there. She was pretty terrible back then. Like, so.
Yeah.
I can't imagine her getting money.
I think she's
Ross?
I'm fully on Dean's side. I'm fully with you here, Dean. I think she's the problem.
That's what we're all saying.
I'm always a little leery about these people that gain fame through either like social media or these reality shows.
Yeah.
Because then, like, what are you doing when it ends, right? Okay, so she can bake a little bit. Maybe we haven't tasted the muffins; they might suck. I don't know. So, like, we don't know exactly. Maybe we'll get some muffins. Let's order some muffins. We'll do that. We'll see what she's really made of here. But I don't know. I think. Look, I'm married. Honestly, I saw a few episodes of the show. I won't deny it. I could see how her shtick would get old.
But what's her shtick in the show? Is she overbearing? Is that the problem? Is
just kind of a headache in general? Like, always something. Like, that's the best way to describe it. It's always something, right? And just one of those. And I mean, Cutler's an asshole too. So hard to say, but
a bit of column A and a bit of column B is what you're saying, Ross.
I think it's probably the best of both worlds, but I lean more to the fact that I bet she's a lot more of a headache than any of us think.
Yeah, she'd have to be. I can't imagine anybody in their right mind, being married. It's like Paulina Gretzky and Dustin Johnson. If you're Dustin Johnson, you're not letting go. You're going to do anything. Like, those guys motored through affairs and threesomes, and I saw a video of them last week in a bikini on some big boat, enjoying a bikini tour of the U.S. Open and the championship, and I was like, that's one of those relationships where they realize it's not going to get better for either one of them. They've got it pretty good, so why not tough it out? And no matter how annoying either one of them are, they're still in it. But Kristin Cavallari has got to be one of the most annoying individuals to spend time with in any conversation in any capacity. That's all I can think. Same thing with Taylor Swift. That's all I can think is how much of a pain in the ass must Taylor Swift be?
I feel like, I always like to picture maybe like Jay Cutler just being like absurdly angry at her just for the way that she yawns. I don't understand why. Just wants to.
One of those little things.
I mean,
guys,
could you imagine like living with Jay Cutler though? Like, what does Jay Cutler bring to the table? What am I missing?
Smokes.
Like I'm just saying, I don't.
Smokes.
Like, you're crushing Kristin, right? What does Jay Cutler do, Ross?
See,
did you see him play football? Did he ever smile? Like, is he ever bringing flowers?
No.
Well,
like what is
I don't,
he
I don't
doing?
know. Yeah, that's a good point. But I bet Jay Cutler outside of football is like more of a bro than you think he is.
Yeah.
Like I
He's
bet
a
Jay's
total bro.
I bet
bro.
Jay Cutler's not totally different than like you or I. Maybe just a hair more of an asshole, but like not totally different.
He's probably more
I mean,
impatient.
You calling us an
He's
asshole?
probably more impatient than yeah. I think he did just call you an asshole. But he's probably
Said
more
us. I
impatient.
did say us.
Yeah. I'm not an asshole.
all right.
I don't think I'm an asshole. I
No.
can be if
Absolutely not.
if it requires. I can be an asshole. I just can't imagine anybody in their right mind. You look at those pictures. It's like anytime someone really like J-Lo and Mark Anthony.
She's got to be a headache.
She must be.
Gotta be.
Or he must be. And then I find we can't even talk about it because then we're sexist, right? We can't go, yeah, she's probably the problem.
Kind of fair.
I'm glad we've spent a half
fair
an hour on it.
point.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, boys, so listen, we got the Monday Nighter. We got two guys taking the Ravens, one guy taking the Chiefs. So I'm going to go Ravens. You can go Chiefs if you like. I'm going to go with Juice on this one. No offense, Offner.
Wait, Dean. Wait,
Yeah.
hold up. Steven, with his ridiculous rant of whatever it was, he said he was going against me, but then he took the Chiefs plus 30.5.
I said the Ravens are going to win, but
They won't cover.
They won't cover.
And
That's
this-
all
So
that matters.
technically, I'm
matters.
going with the Chiefs. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, so it's not. It's so whatever, right? Like what he said.
Yeah.
Whatever
Yeah,
Steven
screw
said.
you.
Yeah.
Steven's going with me.
Unfortunately, I think I am. Yes.
Well, good, because I'm going to take that. We're going to come back here on Monday, and we're going to try and figure this whole thing out because I'm enjoying watching NFL football almost as much as a half-hearted American. Like I'm enjoying watching, especially the tour the Saints are on, and getting the inside scoop from you guys, folks. If you want to know anything about how to bet, you go to A Good Morning to Gamble with our friend Chris True at Boot Krewe Media. Go to Boot Krewe Media for anything Saints, a bunch of NFL stuff. Juice has your lines. They've got two terrific podcasts, including one called Pro Pels Talk, and of course Pro Saints Talk. When are you guys recording that? Because I'm really looking forward to this one.
We're doing it. We're recording tomorrow night, but
All right.
I think we're going to play around with the format here, and we're going to start doing 2 a week.
Yep.
So I think we're going to start doing one Monday with an immediate reaction from the game, and then we're going to do one down the week for a preview of the next game. So still kind of tinkering with it a little bit there, but yeah, we're recording tomorrow, so we have a little time to reflect and not get on and just rant and rave about bullshit and really kind of maybe rewatch it and give some good notes, I guess. But yeah.
You gonna rewatch that? You guys gonna rewatch that game?
Man, yeah, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to watch a little bit
Ross.
of it. I'm gonna have to watch a little bit of it.
No.
Well, you ain't got to do a podcast about it. So yeah, you're lucky.
Nope.
Touche.
Yeah. Well, listen, I'm going to listen for it because I enjoy watching. Schadenfreude is my favorite emotion. So I'm going to enjoy watching you guys break it down and listening to the frustration. It's one of my favorite things. It's like when the Leafs lose. I look forward to the anger more than I look forward to anything else. We're trying to figure out next season. Let's just enjoy the anger. But Boot Krewe Media for all your details, all your information. Guys, I really appreciate you spending some time with us today. We'll do this again next Monday. But thanks for making time today. We really appreciate it. Thanks.
Thanks,
Thank y'all.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, Dean.
No problem. Anytime. Ross, Justin, Steven, all from Boot Krewe Media. Pro Pels Talk, Pro Saints Talk, A Good Morning to Gamble. If you go to Boot Krewe Media, you can get all that information. Partners of ours, friends of ours, and friends of yours as well. Don't forget, kids, we have a bunch of partners that we want you to go and experience, including our friends over at Ed's Fine Imports, edsfineimports.com. You get some Gitch, 3 for the price of 1. Sorry. 4 for the price of 3. 3 for the price of 1 sounds just like a money-losing scheme. That's what it sounds like. Sounds like some idiot came up with that. And, in fact, that did happen because it was me. Anyway, Gitch3 is your promo code. Gitch3 for Ed's Fine Imports. And he'll send you 4 of his undergarments. Nice and tight. Boxer briefs, pouch in the front. Like I said, it's like a man cave for your genitals. And they are the most supportive Gitch you'll ever wear. They're called Gitch as well. Gitch 3 is your promo code. You get order 3, you get 4 for the price of 3. Great deal. Also, thanks to our friends at Envision Digital Solutions, our friends over at DK Media. Also, Masterpiece Productions, the official production company of DeanBlundell.com. Go to masterpieceproductions.ca for more information. Thanks again to our friends at Boot Krewe. We'll talk to you guys next week. Have a great day. Stay safe. Wear a mask. Be good to everybody. Bye.